just to go through today. So I'm going to go through the presentation, just go through an overview of our cloud data quality. And then Kusuma is going to take over and he's going to deliver the demo for you today. So when we look at everything that Informatica has been doing, we brought cloud data quality to the market in 2019. And from there, we continue to innovate, as you've gone over a lot of the CDGC today as well. So we're going to look at the CDQ part of that, or the cloud data quality part of that. And when we look at the Intelligent Data Management Cloud, IDMC, data quality is an integral part of that. So the power of it is that you have access to all the different component pieces that make up the platform for Informatica. And data quality is going to inform the efficacy of all those different processes. It is a core component, whether you're mastering data, governing data, moving data, and it all has accessibility to that connectivity layer and also to CLAIRE, so the AI-powered metadata intelligence and automated engine that we have. And to look at data quality and what that means to us, it's an iterative process. And there is a methodology to it that we talk about. And as you can see, we do show it in a circle. It's not linear, it's not a one-time thing. So this is going to be something that a continual process that you're going to be working on. Typically, where you'd start, though, is discovering that data. So you're going to look at what's inside that source data that you have. You can profile it so you can see what's going on in it. You can identify issues, and you can also help set goals with that data and how to go from there. You can define data, so you can look at dictionaries that we have available, get in your own dictionaries. So when you talk about what terms or what things are meaningful to your organization, that can be defined. You can implement rules, and then you can build out cleansing or parsing or verifying data. And then applying that is actually putting those rules to work. So you're going to go ahead and be able to generate mappings to run that data. You can standardize, validate, deduplicate, and consolidate that data. And also measure and monitor. So again, as we talk about that being a process, so you're going to be able to monitor that over time. You can schedule your profiles to run, so that way you can see how that data is transformed over time or how it's aged over time. And then we also have scorecards, so you can be able to visualize that inside of IDMC. And then we also have REST APIs. So if you want to extract that information into your BI tool of choice, you can do that as well. And then if we break down into even those core principles that are within those processes, we have that profiling. So that's where you can run those what if scenarios. You can really start to decide how you're going to interact with that data. One of the great things that we've added, one of our innovations, is taking advantage of CLAIRE, that AI engine that we have, and using CLAIRE insights. So we're looking at rules. You know, we have our core bundle, which has predefined rules. We're taking all of those years of experience that we've gained and helping to apply those rules when you profile that data. So you can turn that on and you're able to say, okay, what might apply, what rules out of the box might apply to this data that you have. And then when we look at standardization, you know, you might have terms like here, it's showing KitKat. So say you're looking at it from a product point of view, you might have terms that are meaningful. So you want to make sure your data is standardized to be in that pattern that is meaningful to your company. Take something like country data as well. You know, maybe you have Australia, AUS, AU, you have all those different permutations of it, but you want the ISO 3 AUS to be that standard. You're able to look and complete those kind of tasks here. And then you can parse data. So you can take something like we're showing here, like that string of data, and take out the meaningful components of it. You could also parse things like emails or phone numbers. Again, we have a lot of pre-built regular expressions that are already in there, so you don't have to create them. We have quite a few out-of-the-box rules that you're able to use for that purpose. If we look at fuzzy matching, then you're going to see, okay, what's in your source data, and then helping that match to what is in your system of record. We're looking at validating the data. So is your data consistent? Are there outliers? Is your data unique where it needs to be unique? Do you have null data where you shouldn't? So looking through and validating that. A piece of that as well is also verifying data. So we have the address verification engine built into the verifier. And with that, that component of it is built in. You would still need to license the appropriate country reference data for the countries that you have in scope. But those two things will allow you to be able to go ahead and verify, correct, and standardize, and then enrich that data. So there's many different data points that you can add. We have different countries available where we've got additional supplementary enrichment data. And then we also have geocoding, so you can add different information to that and really even add more value to the data that's within your system. And now, how are you going to be able to interact with cloud data quality? We do support the various runtime options that are available, whether that's via a secure agent, whether it's Elastic or serverless. So depending on how much you want to do on your resources versus Informatica's resources, we have a lot of different options for you to be able to do that. And then when we dive down into the architecture, we have those components that we just discussed. So we have those different execution engines that are available. They're going to be interacting with your source data that you have in your own resources, and you're going to be able to, or your users are going to interact through that, through the web portal, through IDMC. And then you can interact with those different various components. So today, you guys are looking at CDGC. We're going to be diving into cloud data profiling and data quality. But this just gives you that high level picture of how these different pieces of the whole puzzle are working together. And then as far as where is it available, we do have it distributed across the globe. So between AWS, Azure, and GCP. And then now, before we get to the demo, just to reiterate those cycle that we go through when we're looking at data quality. So you're going to be able to, again, discover that data, you can profile it, you can identify issues, do those what if scenarios, and really be able to dig in and drill down to see what is in that data and look at it over time. You can define, so this is where you're going to decide what rules are you going to apply that data. So you're going to take that information that you've learned from running through the profiles and decide how you're going to be able to help cleanse, validate, standardize, do all those different transformations to that data. And then you can apply. So you can apply those rules that you've put and build a mapping and be able to apply that data or apply those rules to your data. And then managing and monitoring over time. So this is where you're able to track that data quality over time, look at the different results, and be able to put that into a scorecard so you can visualize that. We do have free trials available, so that's something that you'd be able to sign up for. You're able to do that on the Informatica website as well. And so that was a very quick summary of going through cloud data quality, but now we'll let him go through and deliver a demo for you.